Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing another spring project you can make with your Cricut. I'm going to show you how to make these cute bird-themed wood signs. I just love how they turned out and I'm excited to show you how to make your own. Now let's go take a look at the supply list and get started. For this project you'll need wood pieces for your sign, an MDF bird cutout, adhesive vinyl in spring colors, transfer tape, your weeding tool and scraper, paint and a brush, wood glue, a hot glue gun and glue, Spanish moss, and of course, your Cricut, a cutting mat, and the cut file. So grab your supplies and head over to your computer. The first thing you'll need to do is grab the SVG file we'll be using for this project. You can get it for free on my blog at burtonavenue.com. I keep all the SVG files for the projects I make and share in my free SVG library. These files will work with all kinds of cutting machines and they're free to everyone. Once you're on my site, just go to Free SVG Files and then Free SVG Library. You will need a password to get into the library, and there are instructions on the screen if you need to get one. For this project, we're going to be using the cut file called Advice from a Bluebird BA2167. To find it, just use your browser search and enter 2167. Once you've found the link, go ahead and click on it, and the files will be downloaded onto your computer. Now I'm going to show you how to set up and cut this design in Cricut Design Space. If you're not sure how to unzip and import designs into Cricut Design Space, be sure to check out my step-by-step tutorial. So this is what the design will look like when you first import it onto your Canvas screen. So now we need to resize it so that it will work with this project. To do that, I'm going to create a rectangle that is the same size as the piece of wood that the design will go on, and then we can resize the design so it fits on that rectangle. So I'm going to click on Shapes, and then choose Square, and then go up here and unlock the padlock and put in the dimensions of the piece of wood. And mine measures 5 inches by 7 inches. I'm also going to click on Arrange and choose Send to Back. And then I'm just going to change the color to white so that I can see the design on it a little bit better. And now you can select the design and then just drag on this arrow and resize it until it looks good. So the size of my design is about 4 3/4 of an inch, and I like that size. Once you're happy with the size, you can select that rectangle and delete it. The next thing we're going to do is add some registration marks. Adding registration marks to your design eliminates the guesswork of layering multiple colors and helps produce a perfect layering job every time. So the first thing that we need to do is select the design and ungroup it. You'll notice right now that all of the colors are grouped together and we can't select individual colors and work with them. To fix that, you'll just need to right-click and choose Ungroup, and that will just break apart the different colors. The next thing we're going to do is create our registration marks. So I'm going to click on Shapes and then choose Square, and then go up to the size and change it to 1/2 inch. And then you can just drag the square so it's just above the top of the design. You'll also want to duplicate it so there are 2 squares, and drag that one over to the other side. I do like to select both squares and choose Align and click Align Top. And then I'm also going to click on Combine and choose Weld. So now those 2 squares are locked together. I'm going to change the color of these squares to pink. And then we need to make 4 more copies so that we can have a set of squares that corresponds to each color in this design. And then you'll need to change the color of each set so that it matches the colors in the design. Once you've changed all the colors, you can stack the squares on top of each other and then select them all and click Align and then choose Center. And now all those squares are perfectly centered on top of each other. The last thing that we need to do is attach each set of square with the corresponding color in the design. To do that, I'm going to use this Layers panel over here, and I'm going to hide everything but the yellow part of this design. And you can hide everything by just clicking on that little eye icon. Once you're left with only the yellow portion of the design, you can select everything on your screen and then click on Attach. So now the yellow part of the design is finished. Next, we'll do the blue part of the design. So you'll unhide the blue portions of the design, and to do that, you'll just click on the eye icon again. And once you have the blue design and the blue squares, you can select everything on your screen and click Attach. And so now we have the blue and the yellow parts done. And you'll just repeat these steps with the purple, green, and pink layers. Once you've attached all of the different colors, you can make the entire design visible again. And now you can see when you select any portion of the design as well as the squares are attached together. And you can do that with any color in the design. And that is all that we need to do on this canvas screen. So now you can click on the green Make It button, and then you'll be taken to this screen. And on this screen, Cricut is going to divide our design into the 5 different colors and put them on 5 different cutting mats. So this mat is the yellow portion of the design, and we have our green, blue, purple, and pink. If everything looks good on this screen, you can click on the green Continue button. And once Design Space finds your Cricut, you'll be taken to this screen. Make sure that your dial is set to vinyl. And for this project, we're just going to be using the regular fine point blade in Clamp B. So now we can go over and load our mat. So you're going to place a piece of yellow vinyl on your cutting mat and smooth it down. Load it into your Cricut by pressing the up and down arrow button. When your Cricut is ready to cut, you'll see the C button light up. Press that and the machine will begin cutting. When everything has been cut, you can press the up and down arrow button again to unload your mat. Remove the yellow vinyl from your cutting mat and place on a piece of green vinyl. Repeat all the steps until all 5 colors have been cut. You can check the Cricut Design Space screen to see which color should be loaded next. Remove the vinyl from your cutting mat and trim away any unused portion of the vinyl. Then weed away the excess vinyl from around the designs. You can use a weeding tool to help remove the excess vinyl from inside the letters and shapes. Make sure that those registration marks stay in place. Next, cut a piece of transfer tape a little bit larger than your design and place it sticky side up on your work surface. Then place one of the layers on top. For this design, it doesn't matter which color you do first. Rub over the design firmly with your scraper. Now flip over the vinyl and pull off the backing. Then replace the backing, but leave just the registration marks exposed. Now, place that layer of vinyl over another color of vinyl and line up the registration marks. Remove the vinyl backing from the first layer and use your scraper to press both layers together. Repeat all the steps until you've layered all 5 colors of vinyl. If the backing from the last layer doesn't cover all the vinyl, use one of your larger backing pieces to protect the vinyl until we finish the project. You can also cut off the registration marks. Next, we're going to work on the wood pieces. For the vertical sign, I used a candle cup, a large finial, and a 5 by 7 inch vertical block with a hole. For the horizontal sign, I used a candle cup, a medium finial, and a 4 inch by 6 inch horizontal block with a hole. I also used a small MDF bird to attach to the horizontal sign. Apply some wood glue to the finial and push it into the hole at the top of the wood block. Then glue the candle cup onto the bottom of the block and make sure it's centered. After the glue has had plenty of time to dry, it's time to start painting. We're going to paint both of the signs white. You'll need to do at least 2 coats to get good coverage. You'll also want to paint the little wooden bird blue. Once the paint has dried completely, it's time to add the vinyl lettering. Grab your design and pull off the vinyl backing. Position the vinyl on your wood sign and make sure it's straight and centered. Rub over the entire design with your scraper and then carefully pull off the transfer tape. Add some glue to the back of the wooden bird and glue that onto the horizontal sign. To create the look of a nest, roll some Spanish moss between your hands and use hot glue to glue it right under the bird. And that's the last step. This project is finished. Didn't these signs turn out so cute? If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, be sure to subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell so you'll get notified each time I post something new.